stunning admissions.
Why a police-involved shooting may have never come to light.
We're riding the weather roller coaster, a brief warm-up followed by another Arctic surge, and I'm also tracking chances for snow.
The place is popping.
Mostly it's just alcohol-fueled silliness that escalates.
What place now has the attention of city officials?
Big-time insurance companies accused of pulling fast ones on you to save themselves cash.
News 410 right now.
Live from KMOV, this is News 4 at 10.
Pull his gun. I'm thinking, I know he's not. Before I could get it out of my mind, I know he's not. Pow! I say, yeah, yes, he did.
Officers act so shocking, even this former policeman is calling it disturbing. And tonight, he is speaking out against it.
Even more concerning, we've learned the incident went unreported to the department.
Julian Johnson is live outside Wellston Police Department with a story you'll see only on 4. Julian.
And Sharon, this witness describes seeing a Wellston police officer shoot an unarmed suspect as he was running away. And we also found out that all of this happened outside of city limits, and the officer involved never said a word to any of his bosses.
I'm looking at all of this, and all it was, this guy was running. That's all he did.
Former St. Louis City officer Eddie Simmons says the scene initially played out like any other pursuit. Cops chasing a car to the intersection of Goodfellow and Garrishy when the suspect bails. But Simmons says that's when he saw a Wellston policeman go too far.
When he pulled his gun, I'm thinking, I know he's not. Before I could get it out of my mind, I know he's not. Pow! I say, yeah, yes, he did.
After the shot, Simmons says the suspect fell, got back up, and took off. He maintains the suspect was not armed or posing a threat.
It's frustration, it's anger, it's like there's no thought process.
So we asked Wellston Police about Simmons' claims, but turns out the policeman involved never said a word to his department. After officials spoke with the officer, he claims the gun went off accidentally.
He said, yes, when I was chasing a suspect, my gun went off, and I asked why didn't he report it. He said he just didn't think about reporting it.
Even with the explanation, Wellston Brass suspended the officer 5 days without pay.
It's very important that we be aware of our actions because it could be taken the wrong way.
Okay, so we're told this officer was suspended for 2 reasons. One, because he failed to report what happened. Secondly, he violated the city's pursuit policy. We're also told the officer was wearing a body camera, but he didn't have it on at the time of the incident. Tonight, we're live in Wellston. Julian Johnson, News 4.
And News 4 is following breaking news tonight. 22 Marines have been hurt, some of them hospitalized after a training accident in Southern California. It happened tonight at the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center in 29 Palms, California. That's about 2 hours east of Los Angeles. Marine Corps officials say the Marines were inside an amphibious vehicle when a fire suppression system went off. There's no word on the severity of the injuries. We'll bring you any updates on News 4 this morning, starting at 4:30.
New tonight, a reported carjacking turned police chase ends with a 3-car crash in North St. Louis. News 4 crews arriving on scene near Taylor and West Florissant just after the chase ended. Right now, it is not clear what vehicle was being chased or what led to this crash. We're working to get that information and learn if there were any injuries. Steve?
Sharon, also new tonight, authorities say they now know who allegedly set fire to the Ferguson market after last November's grand jury announcement, but they still need to find him. A federal indictment has been handed down against Antonio Whiteside. He's believed to be the man seen in these surveillance pictures from the market before the fire. Once caught, prosecutors are asking that he be denied bond because they consider him dangerous and a flight risk.
A 10-year veteran of the St. Charles County Police Department is now facing felony charges for allegedly stealing items while on duty. Investigators say Officer Matthew Howes stole several items and cash from an unlocked car during a call. That call was staged by the department after getting internal tips that Howes might be stealing. We spoke with the chief, who says investigators found more stolen items at Officer Howes' home, including things reportedly taken from the police department and even from the chief's office.
There was items moved from the property of our offices from this building, and we believe there was a property moved possibly from homes or vehicles of citizens that Mr. Howes had done business with or assisted other officers on calls.
The St. Charles County Police Chief telling News 4 they are investigating more possible thefts. We're also told the wheels have been set in motion to have the officer fired.
Right now, 5 people, including 2 special needs students, are recovering after the school bus crash in Sauget. And tonight, we're learning from the school superintendent about who was behind the wheel. The Cahokia superintendent tells News 4 the driver was a substitute who was taking the students home.
I have never seen anything like that. It hit so hard it actually knocked the wheels off the school bus.
The bus veered off Sauget Business Boulevard and into a ditch this afternoon. Sauget police and state transportation investigators are looking into how that crash happened.
South City residents say they've had enough of the late night problems they say are being caused by a local bar, and now the city is taking action. News 4's Alexis Zotos live with the Bommarito Street Fleet in South St. Louis tonight. Alexis, you're speaking with neighbors who've gone so far as to get a petition going.
Well, that's right, Sharon. According to residents, the problem stems from the karaoke bar Mike Telania's here on Hampton. And the big problem is because they're open till 3 a.m. Residents tried to file a petition to revoke that liquor license, but failed. However, they caught the city's attention, and now changes will be made.
It may not look like much in the early evening, but late at night, Mike Telania's Jukebox is one of the city's most popular 3 a.m. bars.
Mostly it's just alcohol-fueled silliness that escalates.
Barbara Monroe lives down the block and says every weekend morning she finds herself cleaning up the mess from bar visitors.
There's always bottles, cans, every Friday and Saturday.
That's just one of the reasons some neighbors went to the city to ask to revoke the 3 a.m. license.
There have been quite a few fights, police called. You know, people are drunk and yelling obscenities, and this is 3 o'clock in the morning.
Neighbors testified about all this at a hearing with city officials. That petition didn't have the signatures to revoke the 3 a.m. license, but officials who handle these matters found offending conditions. So now the bar will have to hire 2 off-duty police officers to monitor the parking lot and residential street every night they're open.
Do you think that will help? I do. I do.
Now, I did try to speak with the management here at the bar. They directed me to their attorney, who never returned my calls today. As for when you'll start seeing those officers patrolling this lot, according to the city, that's supposed to start this week. We're live in Dogtown. Alexis Zotos, News 4.
New tonight, the search is intensifying for the man who robbed the Casey's General Store in Belleville. It happened late Tuesday night at the store on Mascoutah Avenue. Witnesses say a man pulled a gun on the cashier and demanded cash. Employees say the man was wearing a maroon sweatshirt, black pants, and a maroon bandana over his face. If you have information that can help solve this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Tonight, authorities saying they've caught the men behind this frightening robbery at a shop and save in Cahokia. The U.S. Attorney's Office filing federal charges against the 5 men earlier today. News 4 first told you about this story last month. Video shows the men storming into the store armed with handguns and high-powered rifles. They held employees and customers at gunpoint as they stole more than $7,000 in cash. No one seriously hurt during the robbery.
Critical words tonight from 2 St. Louis aldermen who are talking to residents about the Civilian Oversight Board bill that goes to a vote tomorrow. Alderman Antonio French and Chris Carter answered questions about the bill for residents at a public forum held by the Coalition Against Police Crime and Repression. The aldermen were very clear, saying the version of the bill being voted on tomorrow that gives no subpoena power is weak.
This was a real opportunity for the city of St. Louis to take the lead, to say that we've been responsive to what we've seen over the last few months, these actions out in the streets. And instead, we are going to pass a much weaker version than anybody wanted.
And all interviews are video.
Alderman French and Carter both say the bill is a step in the right direction, and they hope subpoena power can be added soon. A mother and child dodge gunfire as a bullet flies just feet from their heads. Still ahead, wait until you see what Dad did to try and catch the gunman.
Paid to accomplish nothing. Really? Whistleblowers continue to come forward about problems at an Obamacare processing center in Wentzville. Now a supervisor is weighing in.
On an average day, is there 8 hours of work to do?
No, never. These are your tax dollars. How the company responds to the allegations when News 4 investigates.
Cutting costs at the risk of your safety. That is what one local mechanic says insurance companies are doing, and he is not alone. What you need to know straight ahead.
A brief warm-up followed by yet another Arctic blast, and I have an update on our chances for snow. News 4 is back in 90 seconds.
This is News 4 at 10.
All right, normally you would think your car is fixed after a trip to the body shop.
Yeah, you would, but tonight there is concern. The repairs are putting you and your family at risk.
Mechanics are telling News 4 that big-time insurance companies are encouraging them to do work on the cheap.
Jasmine Huda live in downtown St. Louis to explain how it could cost you big.
Sharon and Steve, that's right. More than 500 body shops across the country, including one in Missouri, have joined this lawsuit, and they are making some pretty big claims. They are alleging that insurance companies are demanding repair work using inferior parts. That includes everything from fenders to headlights to wheels. At an auto body shop, this is what you can expect to see. But this is something you never expect to hear.
The more money you save the insurance company, the more cars they're going to send to your shop.
Dominic Salamone is the owner of Concord Auto Body in South County. He's joined more than 500 shops across the country in this lawsuit, saying insurance companies are getting garages to cut costs to send them more business.
This is an example of a part made from Taiwan, okay, which it's duplicated to look like a factory part that's shorted out and could have burnt the car with the family in it. So it's a safety issue.
The big-time insurance companies named in the suit deny putting pressure on auto repair shops to do bad business. In a statement to CNN, State Farm Insurance said, quote, "Our customers choose where their vehicles are going to be repaired. We provide information about our select service program while at the same time making it clear that they can select which shop will do the work."
I've lost a lot of business fighting this cause, and luckily I can afford to do it. I've been here for 38 years. It's the point. It's standing up for what's right. And if they hang me on a cross like they did Jesus, so be it.
We mentioned State Farm. Dozens of insurance companies are named in this lawsuit, including Allstate, Geico, and Progressive, just to name a few. This shop that we interviewed and others in the St. Louis area tell me they do make a point of providing information to customers about their rights when it comes to choosing an auto body repair shop. Reporting downtown, Jasmine Huda, News 4.
New at 10, a parent's nightmare, a bullet whizzing by just inches from a child's head. Surveillance cameras capturing it happen at a convenience store in Oklahoma yesterday. The gunman firing through a glass window after the store owner refused to serve him because he was reportedly belligerent and drunk. The bullet missed the owner's wife and 3-year-old child, but they were hit by glass fragments. That's when Dad grabbed a bat and tried to chase down the gunman.
I just saw her, she was just bleeding, so I just ran outside to see the license plate, but I couldn't see he already gone.
Now, the man got away from the store owner, but police tracked him down a short time later. The little girl and her mother had to be treated for minor cuts to their faces.
Paid to do nothing. Really? Sorry to wake you up. So what's changed in Obamacare processing facility in Wentzville? Well, according to some employees, not much. It's been nearly a year since we heard claims like these.
They would tell us to come in dressed professionally and to sit at our desks and act like we were working.
So pretend?
Yes.
One whistleblower after another made startling revelations.
Shall we play a game?
Some said they were so bored at work they played board games in the break room while others slept. The story went national. Lawmakers demanded answers.
No wonder taxpayers are wondering who's minding the store.
Now, 9 months have passed. With all that pressure, things have certainly improved, right?
On an average day, is there 8 hours of work to do?
No, never.
Never, ever?
Never.
That's the latest claim made by a supervisor at Serco, the company with a $1 billion government contract. Most troubling, whether the claims come from supervisors or employees, they sound the same. Employees tell me there's not enough work, and when there is work, they lack the training to do the job correctly. Since these employees are paid by Serco, which is reimbursed with your tax dollars, we wanted to know what's getting accomplished on your dime.
Somebody somebody who has to supervise people in this role, what's that job like?
You get a lot of the drama. You get the cat fights. You get people on the floor upset. You know, the best way of liking it a lot of times is almost like high school, junior high.
Would you walk us through a typical day for you?
What it really sounds like is a scene out of Office Space.
I just stare at my desk, but it looks like I'm working. I do that for probably another hour after lunch, too. I'd say in a given week, I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
Do people fall asleep? Do people, I mean, like...
People fall asleep and see them getting written up for corrective action. That's against company policy to sleep on the job. But it's been difficult for folks to stay awake.
And according to the company, just within the last 2 weeks, people have been fired for violating company policies. Right now, there are 1,400 people working at the facility in Wentzville.
What would you say you do here?
They were hired to process healthcare applications along with supporting documents, and they call people to resolve paperwork issues. But our supervisor says it's not uncommon to call someone only to find out they've been called by a dozen other Serco employees asking the same questions, which leads to the same response.
I've already sent that in to you.
Serco says the system wasn't set up in a way to prevent multiple calls to the same household.
Well, just a second there, Professor.
Serco now says that problem is fixed.
We fixed the glitch.
The company also says they don't expect to utilize employees 100% of the time. 70 to 85% would be an accepted industry standard, and they meet that standard. But this employee says they aren't nearly that busy.
There's nothing to do.
And often get paid to accomplish nothing meaningful day after day.
Just like people just get up and walk out, they're bored out of their skull. They just can't take it.
This story involves your tax dollars. So is this the best we can do? Really?
Well, we had a windy day, much calmer tonight. We're giving you a live look from the Safe Paw GM Country Island, St. Louis. Forewarned Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton telling us that we could see snowflakes in the air by the morning, huh?
Yeah, flurries, light snow, not a big deal, but want you to know that that's possible. And that was in the forecast yesterday. Nothing has changed with that, but I do have some changes as far as snow is concerned in the forecast. Here's what's going on. We have a warmer day tomorrow before the cold comes blasting back in here on Saturday. Both days, tomorrow and Saturday, have chances for some flurries or very light snow, but now we've added a chance of snow on Sunday. That's going to be something to watch. And the storm that looked like it had a snow potential Monday to Tuesday, that's tracking much farther to the south and looks like for the most part it will miss us. This is exactly why we say check back with us when you're talking about snow 4 or 5 days away. We see these wild changes, and even subtle changes have big changes in the impact that we'll see. I'll take you through what we're seeing as of tonight, but let me start with right now. 21 in St. Louis, 20 in O'Fallon, Illinois currently, and temperatures are going to just about hold steady tonight. May drop a couple degrees and then rise a little bit towards daybreak, but there's the warm front I'm tracking. Out ahead of it, a little bit of snow. This into central Missouri is not reaching the ground. It's too dry right now, but as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, we can see some of these flurries or very light snow showers develop and move through right around the morning drive at 20 degrees, and a few flurries, maybe light snow, anything from nothing to a couple tenths of an inch. Again, pretty light, and it moves out of here very quickly, but then we get behind that warm front. We start warming up. 34 degrees at noon. Daytime high today was 23, so by noon tomorrow at 34, noticeably warmer and not as windy. That should help too. Not as windy throughout the afternoon, and 38 degrees by 5 o'clock. The high tomorrow at 40. A brief but nice warm up before that next Arctic surge rides in here on Saturday and brings another shot of flurries or very light snow. Timing on that looks to be late Saturday morning on into the afternoon, right around Mardi Gras time. Also cold and windy. Wind chills in the teens early will drop to the single digits. In fact, if you're going to Mardi Gras or anything you have planned on Saturday, look how the temperatures are warmer in the morning. 11 a.m. when the parade kicks off, 32 degrees, dropping to 23 by 3 o'clock. Those wind chills in the teens at 11 a.m. and then by 3 o'clock, wind chills in the single digits. Again, flurries or light snow, but that dries out by the time we get into the evening, and it's just a cold 19 degrees with a wind chill of 4. If you have Valentine's evening plans, plan on the wind chill being right around 0 degrees. So the wind and the cold come back. And here's that chance for snow on Sunday. This is Sunday morning in the super predictor on into the afternoon. I've seen a couple other forecasts where the timing is the afternoon to the evening. So we're still seeing some wild changes. This is new to the forecast though. And the best chance for accumulating snow is actually southwest of St. Louis, but could clip us with a little bit of light snow. Better chance for shoveling, at least right now, looks to be down to the southwest. This is new to the forecast, and tomorrow will be about 48 hours hours out from the snow, that's about when we'll pinpoint some forecast totals and an early look at how much snow. We may see some changes between now and then, so again, check back on that. But Sunday has a shot for some snow. We're going to keep a close eye on that for you. Tomorrow, how about a nice brief warm-up? 40 degrees in the 4-degree guarantee. Our donation, $400 so far to Boys Hope and Girls Hope, our 4-degree guarantee charity for the month. The cold comes blasting in, and that's why you see 32 on Saturday with a blue arrow pointing down, so the temperatures will actually fall as the day goes on. Wind chills will be down to the single digits in the afternoon. Chance of some snow Sunday. And again, that storm Monday looks like it's going to miss to the south, but we could see some spotty light snow on Tuesday. All of a sudden, it's a really active pattern, but no big storms. Just keep an eye on Sunday, and we'll pinpoint some snowfall totals in the forecast tomorrow for you.
Hope it stays that way. Thanks, Steve.
Cards equipment is headed down south. I think Maurice Drummond is shortly following.
It's getting very close. Yeah, I'm going down there. Yeah, Cards pull up the truck and pack things up for Florida. And while in Florida, Blues dropped in on the Lightning. Could the Note, yeah, they get a little fancy out there. Could the Note pull out a win? We'll show you next in sports.
News 4 Sports, driven by Toyota.
Just a week and a half ago, the Blues handed St. Louis native Ben Bishop and his Tampa Bay Lightning a heartbreaking loss in overtime. But tonight, the Blues were all over Tampa from the moment they dropped the puck. Take you down to Tampa. The Blues in control of this game early, under 2 minutes in, and Alex Steen, perfect pass to Oshie, beats Bishop and the Note with a 1-0 lead. Blues back for more on the power play. Dmitry Yashkin make that 2-0 Blues, their first 2 goals coming in the game's first 5 minutes. Second period. Steven Stamkos gets the pocket pick. Backus to Steen. What a finish. 3-1 as the Blues tack on another. Backus with that assist. And later, check out this play by TJ Oshie between the legs. Backus with a rocket. Pretty play there. 4-1, the Blues were clicking on all cylinders tonight. Stastny and Tarasenko would add goals. 6-3, the Blues double up the Lightning and take the season series. A twin-engine plane that was carrying Mizzou basketball coach Kim Anderson made an emergency landing at St. Clair Airport last night after one of the engines stopped working. Anderson was flying from Columbia to Illinois on a recruiting trip. The coach and the 2 pilots were not injured. Anderson also confirmed today that one of his top scorers, Wes Clark, is now out for the season after dislocating his right elbow in Tuesday's loss at South Carolina. Clark was averaging 11 points per game. The injury will take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to heal, and Clark is expected to make a full recovery. In Champaign tonight, Illinois looking for their 4th straight win, this time against Michigan. Michigan had a 7-point lead late in the second half, and check out Kendrick Nunn. He heats up with the little runner in the lane, cuts the lead to 3 with under 2 minutes to go. The Illini down by 3 with over a minute to play. Nunn from the corner with the triple, had the place rocking. This game was tied at 50 as we go to overtime, and in the OT, Illinois taking control. The steal ahead to Ahmad Starks all the way for the layup, and the Illini outscore Michigan 14-2 in the OT. 64-52, Illinois defeats Michigan for their 4th straight win. This morning at Busch Stadium, they were packing up the moving vans for that long trip down to Jupiter, Florida. Cards pitchers and catchers report 1 week from today. Cards equipment staff getting things in order for the Redbirds. And finally, former Mizzou quarterback Chase Daniel and former tight end Chase Kaufman, along with the former wide receiver Jeremy Macklin, all will be inducted into the Mizzou Athletics Hall of Fame tomorrow night. All 3 of those players led a record-breaking offense that reached #1 in the nation in 2007. We will be down there covering that great event. Those guys,
what a trio,
were unbelievable.
Yeah, thanks, Maurice.
Yep.
We'll be right back.